Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and this is my Deck of the Week show on CoolStuffInc.com, where I take my favorite deck from last week and I try it on ladder for your entertainment, and also show off any revisions or changes we've made to the deck. So, today we are playing Azorius Tokens, and today's video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. Of course, you're watching their YouTube channel. Use the promo code, I'm typing it up here so you remember to type it on there, CGB5. CGB5 at checkout will get you a sweet Covert Go Blue token and a 5% discount on your order. I'm doing another round of Chrome Host Seedshark and Invasion of New Phyrexia control. I think that this deck is one of the sweetest decks that you can play if you like a slower, grindier game. You get to do a lot of resource management. You get to incubate with Chrome Host Seedshark and with Sunfall, and that mechanic I think is actually much better than people even realize. Although maybe they're coming around to it if they've played some limited. Invasion of New Phyrexia is not the Teferi we're used to, but it is a really cool Teferi card. And I think that getting to transform this and play a Planeswalker off of flipping a battle that already created value has a ton of upside, and it's a really fun and different, unique win con for the deck. On the other hand, you know about cards like Wedding Announcement and Ambitious Farmhand. You know how annoying it is to kill somebody with Wandering Emperor in their deck. Well, we're taking full advantage of that by including those very powerful cards. But I really think the star is Sunfall. This card is so amazing to me. Every time I'm exiling a good clean board and then making a giant threat afterwards, I know that this is better than a Realmwaker Giant. 2 mana isn't too much, and it has pseudo haste because the turn you activate it, it usually ends up attacking, since it's not usually the turn that you play Sunfall. So I think you'll really like it. The early spells are new too. Surge of Salvation, hexproofs our permanents, so the opponent's nasty spells don't hit them, and protects us from black and red sources of damage. Elspeth Smite exiles things, which can be very, very handy in a deck where everything already exiles. So if they don't have things in their graveyard, what's their corpse gonna appraise? I'll tell you what's gonna appraise. Nothing. I really like this card as well. So I'm looking forward to playing this deck on ladder and seeing how it does. I haven't played it since early access, and I think it's going to be fun. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. On the play, this is a very keepable hand. Not doing anything right this minute. I don't think we just play the battle to get it down. I think we definitely wait for some knights. The opponent sitting there with some targeted removal probably. If they want to use it on a 1/1 from a Wedding Announcement, that's cool. Cut down. Could have hit the Mentor, so we're happy with that. And a Bankbuster. 4th land. We needed it. Now, do we play the Mentor? Or do we invade Phyrexia and make 2 creatures? I think we make 2 creatures. This is good because it threatens to both attack Phyrexia, but also draw a card with the Wedding Announcement. And the opponent's already throwing cut downs at our tokens, which are only kind of partial cards. So in a way, it's card advantage. Obliterator is a very frustrating thing to go against. And the Sunfall can't be cast. So I think we're just passing here, unfortunately. We don't want to throw the Monastery Mentor out there. We don't want to deal any damage to the Obliterator. We need to draw land. Opponent's going to draw with the Bankbuster. If they attack with the Obliterator, we can attack the Invasion. So it's probably just sitting there, which is good for us. The life. Gain 2 life. Pass the turn, perhaps? Okay. And now we have Sunfall. Now, this is interesting, right? Because if they block, sacrificing 3 permanents might be reasonable here. Because we could get this down to 2 and sacrifice the 2 tokens that dealt the damage as well. I think it's actually fine. Don't like losing the Wedding Festivity, but I think here it's okay. Let's get rid of that Obliterator and incubate. So We do have a 1/1 threatening to come over there and attack, but I have a feeling the opponent will play more things, like a Shieldred. Bankbuster punches. Let's see if we can draw a land for this farewell. Not yet. All right, Farmhand. We're going to try to set this farewell up for success. But one thing we really can't do here is take another hit from the Shieldred. So if the opponent has a removal spell, we want to be able to power up the incubator and block. Wandering Emperor looks like a card, but the opponent ignores that. They're not interested. Could have Elspeth smited the Shieldred after blocking with both. I think when you're about to farewell, that's not what's important. I think I'm going to name Artifact for sure. I'm going to just power this up though. Who knows? Might change the play. Take 2, farewell. Creatures. Enchantments. Graveyards? Why not? Trespassers are out there. Nobody's invoked our despair yet. And that's just another Shieldred the Apocalypse. Another Elspeth Smite though. Let's go for the announcement. We'll double smite this Shieldred. Opponent obsessively removing our creatures, but hopefully that makes the Mentor good at some point. Their draw is perfect. Nothing to really be done about that, but we can still come back. They early GG me. Of course they do. All right, what's the play? There's a good chance that they have another Invoke Despair and we just lose, and there's no way around that. But this dies to cut down, this doesn't. So let's hope it's not a cut down. More Shieldreds, okay. And a Trespasser, okay. This makes the Sunfall good. I really wish I could get the life of Toshiro Umezawa, though. But no time for that. Having a 3/3 ready to go is good. Land. Please have another land. Trespasser. Not good. But we have blockers, and they're out of stuff, and there's no more creatures in graveyards. Pretty good draw. Remember they early GG'd me. Never forget. Come on, whiff for another turn. Maybe 2. That's really good. Probably one of their better top decks. And a Gorger. Has Menace. Okay. Monastery Mentor. 2 of them. Let's play one and then play the wedding announcement. Hopefully that will be enough blockers to take on the Flesh Gorger. And it will take us out of Invoke Despair range. Another life. Can they kill enough of these 1/1s? Could go to 1, but I don't think it's worth it. We're gonna transform the invasion here, I think. Another Trespasser, yeah. Please stop drawing good cards. Smite, interesting. Good against the Trespasser if we discard a card. Let's do this. That's a block. Cool. Opponent wants to trade 1 for 1. That's good. They're killing the token. That's not the worst. They're up to 40 somehow. I missed it. Where did they gain all this? Yeah, you play that land. Another removal spell. That's mono black for you. There's the Seedshark. Beware, they have a Bankbuster and a Pilot. But let's see if they block. Should have played the Seedshark first in case they do block, but I'm kind of hoping they don't. It is... Oh no, it exiles and returns. It doesn't cast. Don't forget, they GG'd me. They let it transform. Where do I get all these knights? All right. Plus.
Finally restored.
Soul Partition, huh? Is the host worth it? The other option is to cast it and have Smite available. We're going to have a 2/2 versus a Bankbuster. I think the Shark is our way back in the game. So maybe I discard Soul Partition and Plains. Chrome Host can also block the Bankbuster potentially. Off the top, it's a swamp. They early GG'd me, never forget. This is not a good attack for them. They're doing it anyway. I think I'm going to smite this. Eiganjo. Man, I wish you did something useful. Could shuffle something into library, but we'd have to tap 3 creatures. Doesn't seem worth it. Oh, what's better? The Knights. The Knights are the best. 3 life is scary, but Invoke Despair isn't lethal right now. We have things covered. Attack first, attack first. No, battle. Wait. That's the idea, right? We attack first. We're not going to attack the battle here. We don't want to transform it. Let's go, guys. You can do it. They early GG'd me, never, ever forget. Off the top, Banky. Why don't you die? Yes! Oh, do you mean it this time? Get out of here! Get out! Can't even bear to see me give my knights the emblem. Dare to see me use my Teferi? That's right, you coward. On the play, Farmhand's gonna keep it together, aren't you, buddy? You got this. Double Coast. Basic Plains. Always good to get the coasts out of the way early. Although I hope I don't draw any more. Maybe one more would be fine. Malira. The Cure is alive. All right, our opponent might be a Thalia in the Gitrog monster deck, which means we want to get our non-basic lands down now. And then basic lands later. One of the weird tensions of running cards like Ambitious Farmhand and Sunfall is that you don't want to chump block with them. You want to keep them on the field. So we might take hits that I would normally chump block, knowing I'm going to Sunfall, because a bigger incubator token flips battles quicker. Also just creates a better board. That's gross. Let's see what they choose though. Obviously, whatever they choose, something else is probably going to hurt them. And Melira doesn't help you against exile. Name Sunfall. No blocks. Trying to exile Melira with Wandering Emperor means you never gain the life because of the way the card works. But we're still just gonna, so we're just gonna say go here. The Elspeth Smite is a cool draw because the opponent will probably attack with the Peacekeeper, unafraid of the Wandering Emperor, only to get smited. And Smite exiles, they might even use the Melira to try to save it. Adeline? Sure. Double attack? Sure. Q. All right, they know how Smite works. Important. And now they know Sunfall's coming, Farewell's coming, Wandering Emperor is the backup, and they just scoop while attacking for 4. It's a Seedshark hand, I keep those. We'll see if Surge of Salvation can be helpful on the draw. Our opponent playing green is a bit scary. Playing mono green is very scary. Not a good matchup for Surge of Salvation, probably. Good matchup for Sunfall. We have to make sure we live long enough to do it. Beast Caller. Double Beast Caller. Attack. Let's try the partition. Tyvar's stand is not there. So we slow the opponent down a bit. Bushwhack again. We could play the Shark. We could also Eiganjo, but we need to make sure we hit land drop number 5. That's when we Sunfall. So we will definitely play the Seedshark here. Okay, the first Beast Caller returns for the low price of 4 mana, and the Shark holds down the board. Love it. A third Beast Caller, keep them coming. Why not? Exile does not care. Rootwire Amalgam. Ah, mono green. I'm recording this on April 20th, if somebody is wondering what the opponent is thinking. All right, the Shark could jump in front and it makes the Sunfall a little weaker, but I think it's worth it here. No, just take it. I want to incubate. The Surge of Salvation only gives hexproof, not indestructible. It prevents damage from red and black sources. These are not those. I would have used the Eiganjo to prevent some damage if I'd known I was drawing a land, but there it is. Let's attack first. And ta-da! A couple of 5-point incubators. Opponent goes to Defiler of Vigor, which is a really good card. But we have 2 5/5s we can make, so I think we let the opponent dump their hand next turn, then Sunfall again. They paid life. They have another Defiler for me to Sunfall. Ah, the Rootwire, okay. And they still have 4 mana. Keep it coming. Rootwire has an ability for 5 mana to sacrifice it and make something 3 times its power. Doesn't come up as often as I'm sure many would hope. And yeah, there's an oddity, and they still leave up a mana. So what you gonna do? You're gonna attack with those. Wow. All right, it is for 13, so we do have to crew up here. Here's a 5/5. That can block here, and we can go to 2. They are an Uvenwald Oddity deck, but we should have enough mana next turn to be able to power up one of these after Sunfall. Since they're all going to die anyway, probably better to block here, and we get 1 more life, as killing this isn't what really matters. Down to 3. Mirrex. Do it again. Land. Scoop. As the Foundry just runs into the incubator tokens. Sunfall is just good on its own. On the play, this hand is a lot of what I'm looking for. The welcome, we'll see. A little worried about the welcome. And it's going to start with a chorus, so getting a board presence is crucial. Tap land, swing in, definite blocking. Unfortunately, they just get a little might friend, but it's okay. The welcome comes down. We can Wandering Emperor make creature, untap make creature, draw some cards. There's the processor. All right, the Phyrexian sacrifice deck. It's very dangerous. I think it's really underrated right now. They might play Thalia and Gitrog Monster. Seems unlikely, but you know, let's be careful. As we are powering up for Sunfall. When the sun fall. All right, no fear of Wandering Emperor from the opponent. Let's go for it. But I don't plan to exile the processor. Plan to make a 2/2. Because I think drawing a card is worth it. We have plenty of exile in hand with the Sunfall. Wow. Eiganjo on the token is not what I expected, but I like that. All right. I think this, especially considering our hand, I think that this is simply a Sunfall into a token. Exile means that the processor won't incubate. But it does make our token smaller if the opponent sacrifices there. So that was a good play.
Watch for intruders.
And the welcome is paying off. The Sadistic Pilgrim, the Crawling Chorus. Couple little critters from the opponent. And a Gift of Completion, which I don't even know what that does. Incubate 3 when another Phyrexian you control dies, surveil 1. Interesting. Elesh Norn. Elesh Norn, huh? I think that's the play. Holding up Sunfall. Or Surge of Salvation, rather. Could have drawn a card if we had played the Shark, but Surge, I think this line is worth it. Another chorus. It would be really good with a processor, but they don't have a processor. There's their Elesh Norn, which is about to make this game very funky. But we're probably just going to exile the board. Yeah, I think that's the play here. Hitting them, we'd have to pay, they have to pay. Just do it. That is a large incubator token. This is a card draw.
We must protect the...
And I don't think I'll need the Surge against the empty-handed. They're about to make a 3/3 though, so let's hold back. So we can power up a 6/6. There's a Hive. It is a late Hive for sure. The 6/6 would have had Summoning Sickness last turn if you're wondering why I didn't power it up then. And now the welcome can just draw so many cards, as we have absolutely turned this game into a landslide.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Lots of good die synergy, running into way too many exile effects. I mean, white only exiles, it feels like. And there's the scoop. Whew. Man, nice tries on the addition. I do think that Phyrexian deck, there's something there, but I think Sunfall is the Kryptonite. We'll keep because Elspeth's Smite should buy us the time. How does every hand have 2 Sunfalls? But man, I think this card is so the real deal. A craft a control mage can get behind, for sure. Sundown Pass into Sundown Pass. This might not be a good matchup for us, but we'll see. Reanimating Atroxa is pretty good. And there's a Fable. Do we play the wedding announcement? Do we play the shark? Red, white. Probably have some ways to remove a shark, but I guess we'll just go for it. Be as assertive as possible. One problem with Elspeth's Smite is the Fable token. It is not a good removal spell for that because they get their treasure. The opponent holds their hand. They do not discard. That can't be good. March for 4. Well, 3, but you know, paid 4 for it. It's fine. Invasion of New Phyrexia. Let's get the wedding announcement down and hold up the Smite. Sunfall approaching if we can draw the land, because Reflection Kiki Jiki is really good. Do I Smite? Think so. It's not like we'll hit the Reflection anytime soon. And we might not draw the land for the Sunfall. 7 mana. How good is it? The score. Discarding the Fable. This has to be an Atroxa deck. No idea how I'll beat that unless I'm exiling Atroxa. Alright, Invasion. We're gonna miss the land. It's the first time we've really needed it and missed it. So things are about to get very ugly. End step. Weird timing for another big score if that's what they're doing. Weird timing for anything with all those treasures, but they're doing it. Discarding Bankbuster? I wouldn't, but it's your show. I guess that's a sweeper. This is fine. This is fine.
Finally, I'm home. Show them how we greet our enemies.
Some disposable tokens are in fact disposable. Monastery Mentor and Seedshark. Rough. All right, let's see if we can take out the Wandering Emperor. They do get to attack. If the opponent could remove it, they probably would before combat, but maybe they just want to make sure that they kill the right thing. Okay, Eiganjo of course has to be played in combat. We cut them down to 2. Let's play a shark.
Watch out. I never give up.
Draw for announcement. Trying to hit land and we got one. Another Mirrex. I like this. The opponent flooding out a bit. Also, I guess that Mirrex lets them cast Atroxa if they have it, but now they won't have the treasure. There must be something else they do with big mana. It just doesn't feel Atroxa enough right now. The card selection is basically, if they're a Reanimator deck, they're not drawing the Reanimator side of the deck at all. Very sus. Very, 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 very sus. All right, Reflection can make a Samurai, which makes for a good block. Let's just try to kill the Emperor with the Seedshark. Okay.
I guess that's it.
Bankbuster remains. Is this... I mean, battles aren't legendary somehow. So, but we don't want to transform 2 of these because, yeah. If we transform 2 of them, the Teferi on the back is. Backup Wandering Emperor, hit the shark, sure.
I hope
This
you're
is
ready
fine.
to lose.
We've got a squad now. And we got our trigger because the opponent timed their Wandering Emperor poorly, so we have an incubator token. The real question is, do they have like a farewell to punish us? End step, are they going to give up another treasure? They are. They have a samurai for 1 turn. Weird. It's very weird. Attacks again. All right. I'll block. I'll take 3. We'll leave enough knights out there to attack down on invasion. They probably still have a sweeper from earlier. But if they sweep here, we power up the incubator token. And if it's not farewell. White Sun's Twilight, pretty good. But Sunfall is ready. And those can't block, but they can crew. Interesting. Very interesting. Eternal Wander is good too. Unfortunately, it would just die if we minused. So do we let them make a 2/2 and draw with Buster and get on the front foot again? Or do we power this up and attack? If we do, our other play is a Monastery Mentor, but they're not going to kill us. And if they block with Buster, we kind of want that, don't we? We attack Wandering Emperor, they block with Buster, they minus Emperor, they kill this, they lose their Emperor and their Buster. That's good for us too. But then next turn we have to Sunfall anyway, but we could Mentor. Oh yeah, okay. That's the line. We'll Mentor possibly next turn. Well, we'll Mentor this turn, but we might have it around for next turn. If they block here, I'm so happy. We're also letting ourselves get a lot of poison with 2 Mirrex on the battlefield, which is risky. I'm definitely gambling that I can take over after that. They're making a samurai. Wow. It's weird. They're attacking. Of course they are. Down to 7, 4 poison, going up to just enough poison to get through. That's a very bad union. You love to see it. Oh, come on now, don't top deck the removal. They did. Nasty. All right. They don't have enough to poison kill me though. If I play Wandering Emperor, remove their samurai. I can transform invasion, but it doesn't create a creature, which is terrible. It's so bad. Not a battle I even want to win. I think this is Wanderer time. Opponent, you can keep this. Let's keep our Eternal Wanderer. No attacks. This feels so bad though. It can start cutting the mites down. It's very important. Now, it'll feel really bad if they kill this 6/6 and attack the Wandering Emperor. I'm honestly really surprised they killed the Monastery Mentor with the March instead of the 6/6. Staff of Completion, you have 30 life. That's really good. That is a way they can just win with the Proliferate, so that's what they're doing. You can also proliferate battles so they don't transform, which is a really interesting little synergy now.
We must protect the people.
And they can make a creature, so we've got about 4 turns to live, but it does cost a lot of life. All right, get rid of the samurai. Get rid of the Emperor. You can only make 1 critter.
Back to one wandering.
So let's drop this wedding announcement and make a blocker and hope it survives. Poisonous Boros, huh? It's definitely not the Atraxa deck I thought it was. Just a weird pile that hopes to win with Mirrex. You can only attack this with one, and I think that's what they're trying to figure out. Nope, they're going face. Okay. I mean, they can untap Staff too. It's 5 mana. That's 2 proliferates. They're really close. We need a way to deal with an artifact. Oh, they're gonna White Sun's Twilight again. Okay. It's fine. Sunfall. But I think we're still gonna die to proliferate. It's gonna take a perfect draw. I guess we'll make a double striker. If we flip the invasion and have the creatures, that's a way to get rid of the staff. And we're pretty close there. They have 5, they have 29 life. They can proliferate twice. If they get this up to 10, can I do it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Oh, what a draw! Are you joking? Well, they didn't choose artifacts. Okay. What a top deck. And they have this in a deck with White Sun's Twilight as well. What a scum. What a scumbag. All right, it's fine, but we're gonna try to figure out how to win anyway. That land draw is not what we needed to see at all. Yes, 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 proliferate, I know. And I think we're just dead here. What a way to win, losing to a Staff of Completion, but they drew that off the top and then they drew the Farewell when our out was to get Teferi and hopefully have creatures that could use it, but they haven't done it yet. And now we've drawn 2 straight lands. Come on. Come on. Deck, what are you doing? If they proliferate twice, we lose anyway. I don't know why they're waiting, so I'm hoping they just don't know that they can untap their staff. Down the line. Well, good for them. Good for them. A cool staff poison win, which you don't see all the time. In a Boros deck, you don't see all the time, but I'm a little salty about their draw. Like, why do you have to be so lucky? CoolStuffInc.com is a proud sponsor of me, CGB, and you can get my unique Dragon Rider token and 5% off your entire order by using the code CGB5 at checkout. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this sweet dragon token. If you need singles for constructed or kitchen table play, and you want to pick up sealed product or the latest magic accessories, remember to use the code CGB5 at checkout for 5% off and get my Dragon Rider token. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock.